All right, what I wish I would have known about true weight loss without drugs, surgeries, or starving. So, what I'm going to talk about is how I lost over 65 pounds without drugs, surgery, starving, any of that. And it wasn't a quick fix. I didn't do it overnight. I did it over the last 3 or 4 years, with the majority of it coming in the last 2 years. So the last 2 years, 20, like 50 of it, somewhere abouts, right? And it was from adding things and taking things away. So let's talk about those, okay? So I started watching better what I was eating, just cutting out certain things like carbs and cokes and things like that. Then it evolved to watching for added sugars, still with the occasional, yeah, let's go out and have some Mexican food and eat chips and tortillas. Then I slowly cut that out. So it was a progression. So I didn't just, some people can just stop, right? But this was a process. This was a journey, not a sprint. So started cutting those things, started moving towards keto carnivore for me, okay? But how I did that was started watching for added sugars. So anything with added sugars, I didn't eat. I started tapering down my going out to like once a week to eat out, and then once a month. And I would eat things like Mexican food. I would eat meat, so beef, chicken. I'd even have queso, guacamole. Just wouldn't have any chips, to the point where I was bringing my own, I'm gonna say this word wrong, chicharrones or chica, whatever it is, right? You know what I'm talking about. So like pork skins, right, to eat with my queso. And then I've always off and on lifted weights. So I added that as a repertoire to go along. And I'm talking most of these things over the last 2 or 3 years became more steady. Started getting better sleep. Started wearing an that's my wedding ring. Started wearing an Oura ring so I could track my sleep, my steps. I'm out right now doing this video walking on the beach, which I had to walk almost every day now. I didn't always do that. I just read something today that, you give us something 21 days, and you probably all heard this, it turns into a habit. And so habits are that every day I stretch, every day I get in the sauna, most every day I walk. I'm not saying every day, every other day, minimally, I lift some form of weights. It's not a heavy thing. Heavy is good, don't get me wrong, right? I guess what I mean is I don't do 42 things and spend 2 hours at the gym. I don't even go to the gym. I do it in my own house. My wife goes to the gym, but nonetheless, so I started making sure I got good 7 to 8 hours sleep. Sometimes I go to bed, and these are the things I did. So pick and choose what you want, right? If you want, permanent, sustainable weight loss / health, and my goal is to be healthy. So I had to get the weight off. I used to weigh 265 pounds, and this morning I weighed 182, right? I've been married for 30-something years, and I weighed 212 when I got married. So I'm thinner than when I busted my butt trying to get ready for a wedding when I was 30-something years younger. So you can do it, right? Said 65, right? It'll be 66 in 3 months. Anyway, so my Oura ring or Apple Watch or whatever track my sleep, track my heart rate variability, track my steps, tracks all kind of things. I track my macros, so carbs, proteins, and fat. Most of my diet is fat, meaning like steak, bacon, eggs, occasional avocado, butter in my coffee. I have 4 tablespoons of butter and 2 cups of coffee, and I have 4 cups of coffee every morning over 2 or 3 or 4 hours. Like I said, sauna every day. I do burpees, push-ups, and pull-ups every day. Well, I shouldn't say the pull-ups and the push-ups every day, but I do burpees every day and push-ups and pull-ups most days. All right, and those are things you can just do anytime. I don't always do those with my weight lifting, but I do them. What else? I mean, there's so many things. We try to keep the freezer full of meat, so we have meat to cook all the time. Because the one thing you don't want to do is get hangry, wait till you're starving, wait too long to eat, and then you just run down to the store or go to, fast food or something like that. So personally, we always keep like tuna made, like tuna fish with avocado mayo that you can get at places like Costco. We put sometimes some little bit of sweet pickle relish in there. Snacks, there's like one of our favorite is Perfect Bars. So there's things to do, but you just wean away from things and add things, right? Like decrease your sugar, get off processed foods, get some sleep, get some exercise. If you just walk 5 or 10 minutes after your meals, you'd see so much improvement. I personally weigh every day, right? Because then I know, did I do something that caused some inflammation? Did I get too many carbs snuck in somehow? So sort of a recap here. So definitely you got to watch what you eat, right? I don't mean eat less. And if you're eating meat, you can eat all the meat you want, right? I basically eat once to twice a day. I get up at, again, this is me, you don't have to do it. I get up at 4:30, 5 a.m. every day. And at that point I doing things. And my repertoire now, don't let this overwhelm you. I almost don't want to tell you all the things I'm doing. But so I get up in the morning, I put some salt under my tongue, so get the salt in there, and this is healthy salt, like Celtic sea salt. Some people can do pink Himalayan, but I prefer the Celtic. So do that in the morning, afternoon, and some people on the beach. I do a cold face plunge in the morning. Just I got a bowl of water in the ice box, put my face in the water for 30 seconds or longer if I can. I do that twice. Sometimes I'll do a cold shower after I do a hot shower, but not every day. Every day the face plunge. I do some squats, air squats. So if you sit a lot, just do like 10 air squats. So I'll do those first thing in the morning. I take my dog out, and while my dog's doing dog business, I do burpees. What else do I do in the morning? Then I sit down and I have a foot machine. We do that. I have red light that I do over my head. I exercise my hands so they stay healthy with a ball. I do some breathing exercises. I do some balance exercises, eyes open and eyes closed. And then if it's my lift weight day, I lift weights. After I get out of the sauna, I do a bunch of stretches, cat, cow. I do my calves. I do a China squat, glute stretch, glute bridge, pigeon, where you stretch your glutes out, your hips. What else? I know, trying to walk through my day, So I think I probably covered the main things. So sleep, cut out processed foods the best you can. Start with just watching for added sugars on the box or the can or the bottle. Taper that down. If you can go keto or carnivore, then that's going to help with any sugar issues like diabetes or pre-diabetes. It's going to help with inflammation. It's going to help with a whole host of things. Do that. So anyway, there you have it. That's kind of a quick, I don't know quick or not, but overview of how I lost 65 pounds over the last 4 or 5 years, and 50 of it in the last 2 years. And anyway, give it a try, and we'll talk soon. Bye.